Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Remaking. If you want to help with the channel and myself, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. I'm back with a brand new episode of What If Naruto Had Frieza Potential and Personality, guys. Remember to get this one too. 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 3 more channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Animaking family. So without further ado or wasting more time, how about we jump right into this brand new episode? Let us begin now, guys. So, to do a bit of a recap, the last part that we left off, the Sound 4 and Orochimaru were able to get away with the help of Naruto, and now he was there. Naruto was running with them, heading towards the Sound base. The Sound 4 had no true idea what was really going on. Only one other knew about what was going on with Naruto, and that was Kabuto. Orochimaru was prepared and cautious because he did not trust Naruto at all, and he was right not to trust him as Naruto lashed out. Naruto took on all of them, taking down the Sound 4 first. He did not kill them though, simply dismantling them, after which he took on the Sannin. Orochimaru had to go all out, due to him being weakened and his arms not being function. However, we get to see the true taste of Naruto's power as he went to his 3rd level of transformation. His power skyrocketed to new heights, his power being a threat to the very environment. Orochimaru found himself staggering, afraid, shocked, more than he's ever been, as Naruto ripped him apart, leaving only his head as a trophy. Once the Sound 4 wake up, Naruto break them into submission, using his godly power and his strength, dominating their mind, their soul, their will. They were forced to bow to him, otherwise their life will be snuffed out. Some time passed. There was a lot going on at Konoha. Kabuto finally arrived after this long time, making his way, informed that Orochimaru was waiting for him, but in reality that was not. You see, days before, the Sound Ninjas had gathered the others that had made their way. Some tried to protest, some tried to talk that Naruto was just a brat, that they would not serve him. Naruto annihilated them, breaking everyone else. So Kabuto arrived to find Naruto sitting on the throne. He knew the truth. Naruto was able to find out a bit about Kabuto, which he used to focus on his insecurity, his lack of identity. Naruto beat him with his fists and broke his mind, forcing Kabuto to understand, forcing Kabuto to bow to the one true ruler, the one that will truly take everything, not a sniveling worm like his former master, as Naruto was able to break someone as loyal as Kabuto. Soon after, Naruto went for the others. Haku was by his side as he went base to base to base to base. Naruto was controlling and taking over those who refused. Kimimaro bloodline was too powerful to waste, but Naruto did beat him until he wasn't able to function though, as Haku proceeded to take on none other than Jugo, as she carried his body, pulling him along the ground. Some time passed after that, as Naruto made his way. He came face to face with Gurren, showing her the discarded head of Orochimaru, kicking it like it was a garbage. Gurren tried to fight him, but soon come to realize that even her protective crystals did not stand a chance as Naruto shattered it with a single blow. His power absolute, his power terrifying. Little by little, Naruto shattered her mind, her will, her concept of living, making him become her center, her soul, her ideology, everything that she needed. She lashed onto him in her broken state, feeling like there was nothing else there, no other way to turn, as she took his hand, swearing her loyalty. We skipped to Naruto coming across a room where the sound ninjas were unconscious on a bed. There was also Gaara as well, but he wasn't the only one. Sasuke was over to the corner, sedated. Naruto had big plans. Big plans not just for himself but for the entire elemental nation after all. He said it a long time ago when he was playing with those animals. When someone was in charge, that is when things truly start to behave. After all, without guidance, they were nothing but sniveling buffoons, monkeys that have no identity and no understanding of what was truly going on. And Naruto intended to rectify that by making all of them have purpose, desire, goals, understanding. So yeah guys, basically let's where left off. You guys can switch across to the place, check it out for yourself. So let's begin this now guys. This episode began within Konoha. After Naruto had left, in the council chambers, Jiraiya stood in the center, arms crossed, face pale. All of it a manipulation, all of it a lie. Hiruzen was right, 1000%. It's a shame that he would never be able to tell him that. Around him was the elders, the clan heads, and the Anvu witnesses. As they were there as the eye testimony, they saw it after all. Koharu spoke first. The third is gone. And to believe that boy had a hand in his demise. The Anvu captain spoke up. I saw it myself. His blade sliced into the third, without hesitation. It was meant to save Orochimaru, not the village. Jiraiya clenched his fists. Another spoke. You're telling me, Minato's son, the one Hiruzen protect with his life, turn his blade on him. It's not only that. He left with Sasuke Uchiha, given that he was the last within the vicinity. And also, the former Kazekage's son. He's building something dangerous. Those words rattled the chamber. The last Uchiha ear, gone to them. Danzo made sure that they knew. I warned you, he said. The day when he brought that ice user here, his manipulation, his games. That child was always a threat. And now he has the Uchiha, the last one in this village. A Jinchuriki that is very homicidal and psychotic, under his control. That power festering and growing under him would be the end of us all. Jiraiya, perhaps, due to him blaming himself, he got in. He's still just a child, damn it. I should have been here. I should have Hamura cut him off. Children don't move like that. His power is already startling. Defeating the one-tailed Jinchuriki on his own. If his power grows any further, the chamber went cold as Shikaku leaned forward, ever the strategist, always thinking through situations instead of running in without a rational thought. This is not just a missing Nin. He's destabilizing the balance. Orochimaru at his side. Sasuke Uchiha, Gaara of the desert together with him. They turned towards him as one question. Why do you believe Orochimaru would not rule over him or give him commands? I saw something in that boy the day that he was in here. Always a step ahead. He's not just powerful. His mind is dangerous, smart, a manipulative individual. I wouldn't be surprised if he finds himself on top, or if he kills Orochimaru and take over his forces. Those words sound shocking to all of them. As they murmur and spoke, Jiraiya exhaled, heavy, remembering the feel of Nuta's power, and him telling himself that it was the situation. It was his fault, and he could fix him, he could help him, but now, look at the problem that they were in. Before you ask, I can't be the Hokage. The position is not mine. They would want to protest, but Jiraiya spoke again. But I know someone that would fit the position rather well. It is within her blood. The realization. And what about you? Shikaku said. You're going to go after him once she's found and brought back. And what will you do if you find him? Homura said. I won't allow another monster from this village to cause chaos. I will do what I need to do. Until then though, I will find Tsunade and bring her back. Time skip. Sakura was in tears, speaking to Kakashi. As he heard from Jiraiya, they had no news on Sasuke. The San was angry, but it wasn't Konoha that took him. Temari and Kankuro, they couldn't have done anything. Things were bad right now. Sasuke was gone. Gaara was taken as well. And no one had any idea what was truly going on after all. They still believed that Orochimaru was alive. Yes, they believe it so. Time skip. Gaara opened his eyes. Immediately he pulled himself up, noticing that someone was in the room, as he wasn't alone. He looked over as he saw Naruto, sitting against the wall looking at him. How do you feel? Naruto said. I feel different, Gaara said, looking down towards his hands. What exactly did you do to me? I removed that voice in your head, said Naruto. The temptation, the weakness. I did promise you I would give you control. I did promise I would give you freedom, acceptance. Gaara stepped towards the mirror that was nearby. It's here. It was no longer red. It was sandy blonde. He looked at the odd color. It wasn't just features though. He felt so different. So, I'm no longer a Jinchuriki. In a sense. No and yes. Naruto said. You will no longer be plagued by temptation of losing control. You're better, stronger, more advanced in every single way. Naruto said, stepping towards him. Can't you feel it? Gaara looked down towards his hands. Tell you what, I have a little test for you. Gaara looked towards him. Time skip. Naruto led Gaara towards the empty chamber. Have fun, he said. He vanished away, reappear up above. The doors, they start to open, revealing several people that refused to side with Naruto. Those who refused to bow. Naruto spoke from above. Here is your chance. Kill him and gain your freedom. Otherwise, you all die. There was no hesitation as they rushed at Gaara. But he was without his San, and yet he felt something. Gaara held his hand out, His fingers start to break apart. He was startled. They turn into sand and shoot outwards. He felt it. It turned back into a hand and crushed into one of their chests, before breaking back into sand and wrapping around him and launching him into the others. Gaara was stunned. He took a step forward only for his entire body to destabilize and turn into sand and shoot through the ground. He burst open over to the side, reforming back into his humanoid form. He spun, blasting them away with a sandstorm. He landed on his feet. He looked up at Naruto. Shock, as Naruto looked towards him, smiling. "Kill them all," said Naruto. That sick, twisted look seemed to flare up in Gaara's eyes once again, but this time it was under his control. Well, mostly under Naruto's control. Time skip. "How are things going?" said Naruto. He stepped into the chamber to see Kabuto. Kabuto was holding a notepad in his hand. In front of him was a massive orb containing chakra. This amount of chakra should not be contained like this, but the orb was created by Naruto, specially made from his own chakra. Naruto knew that Kabuto would be fitting in right here. After all, his mind was very great. It just needed guidance. Kabuto was also helpful to Naruto, greatly so. Kabuto was helpful with Gaara transformation. You see, just like Haku, Naruto was able to change Gaara. However, the further push came from Kabuto. It wasn't about controlling, but destabilizing and remaking. Naruto remade Gaara into something terrifying. Kabuto wanted to study his power. Kabuto gave Naruto new insights on his own chakra. Naruto chakra did not function like normal chakra. The way it could be used, the way it flowed, the way it, well, surfaced. Naruto chakra was unbound to normal chakra strings due to its unconventional flow, which allowed him to do things like that, as Naruto was able to use his own power, anchored by the Nine-Tailed strength, to remove Shikaku from Gaara at the same time, using that to split enough chakra to keep Gaara alive, and remake him into something terrifying. It was something that was groundbreaking, something that literally should not be possible, but Naruto was indeed special. That is why he grew so fast. He was something truly terrifying, and most people had no idea about this. The Sound Four was still unconscious. They too will be made into something great. Naruto promised Kabuto identity, promising him a purpose. He will also be remade into something beyond this world. But first, his help is needed. Kabuto found himself with the thoughts of betraying Naruto, but he told himself that for now he will stand by. For now he will do as he was told because he wanted to see just how far he would go. But a part of him, the thought of betrayal, made him feel this nasty taste in his mouth. He wasn't the only one though, but she was asleep now, Gurren. After all, if they were going to stand by him, they were going to have to be powerful. Even the Canon Fathers, they needed to be better, as Naruto Empire would not stop. It would consume, evolve, consume, evolve, and consume and evolve until there was nothing else. Then again, this world was very small on a much grander scale. Very, very small. Time skip. The room was frozen. Literally, ice was on the wall. Naruto was without a shred of clothing. Haku was curled up around him, almost like a snake. They didn't do anything, just sleeping. You see, Naruto liked the cold very, very much. Perhaps it was because he was warm-blooded, or some other excuse, or perhaps he just liked it. But he enjoyed the cold. Speaking to Haku, she was the only one that truly knew the depths of what he was going to do. The others had a rough estimate, but out of the others, he trusted her the most. And she enjoyed the comfort, being her new self around him. It made her feel happy. Lying within the coal was something she also liked. And he loved it. So yes, it made her very happy. But this was just the beginning of something great, something phenomenal. It was days later when Kabuto made a groundbreaking discovery, which would lead to something spectacular. The first one to be woken up was Gurren. Due to the Sound 4 having those curse marks, the process would be different for them, but Gurren, when she woke up, her crystals were now deep purple. But it wasn't just crystals that she could make or construct. It was a way that she created them, along with the extra durability that the powerful dose of chakra was able to grant the wielder. For this to happen, over 50 plus had to die, as Naruto found Gurren loyalty was something that he could not lose, so others were experimented on. Prisoners, those that he did not care about, and they died because the formula was finally fixed and Gurren woke up as a new person. Her new identity, something powerful, something special. Time went by. Sasuke was still sedated as Naruto finally woke him up. When the Uchiha stirred, his eyes opened. He looked around, not seeing anything that he recognized, not quite understanding what was going on. Finally, you're awake. Sasuke jumped up, looking down towards the clothing that he was wearing. What did you do to me? He said. Where is the sand ninja? He said, looking around. Naruto chuckled. What the hell is so funny? That was 5 months ago. Sasuke's world seemed to turn upside down. What? Yes. I had you sedated. Don't worry. I didn't take care of you. I had a lovely kunoichi. Make sure that you were still properly clean, said Naruto, as he proceeded to sit back down. I'm sure you're wondering what is going on. Sasuke stepped across the room, but his legs, they weren't fully back just yet as he crumbled down to the ground. What the hell have you done to me? I said you were sedated for the last 5 months. I know you're not that deaf, said Naruto. Now, before you start to ramble, yes, you're not in Konoha, and the village now see me as an enemy, Naruto said. Orochimaru is also dead, the man that took an interest in giving you power. Then again, most of that was kept under wraps because of myself. However, I'm here to offer you something. Offer me what? Sasuke said, pulling himself up. Power, guidance, understanding. To make you know that your brother isn't as bad as you think he is. Well, he is pretty messed up for killing his entire clan, but Sasuke looked up with daggers in his eyes. What the hell are you talking about? He said. I got some of Orochimaru's notes. Do you know that he helped Danzo perform a rather, dangerous procedure on his own body? In his notes, Orochimaru believed that Danzo was a big hand behind the death of the Uchihas. Yes, he believed that your brother was ordered to massacre his clan, because soon enough the Uchihas would have turned against Konoha, from stigma of them being involved with the Nine-Tail attack to many other things, and thus your brother was ordered to kill them. But why he left you alive? was something that majority of people can't, as myself, understand. But that's not important. When you find him, you can ask him that. Then again, the way you are right now, the possibility of forcing that answer out of him would be impossible. Unless I make you into something better. You see, Sasuke, I've been recently doing a lot of experiments. Making people into beings 10 times powerful than what they were. And you can be a part of this. You can become something special. Something greater than you ever thought you would become. All you need to do is to accept it. I can make you strong enough to kill your brother. I can make you powerful enough to dominate him, to be something better. Without me, you will die within the shadows, nameless, unimportant, just a fragment of time that was once there. But with me, I can turn you into something better, said Naruto. The option is all yours. Then again, returning back to the village right now, majority of the people there will not trust you, believing that you went with me willingly. Also, there is not much there that can offer you strength. After all, you know for yourself, if you were to face Itachi right now, he would probably kill you with one attack. And you've been alive for 13 plus years now, and yet, you're still nowhere close to his strength. How much more longer before you realize going the old route is useless? There is a better way to gain power, to gain strength. Naruto said, stepping up and moving towards him. Sasuke was still lost in the understanding that his brother was used, and Naruto's words were just hitting him harder and harder and harder. The realization that he would never be strong enough, the realization that he would never be powerful enough, they were hitting him deeply. So, said Naruto, leaning over, what do you say? Do you want power? Naruto questioned. Time skip. Taking this position came with a lot of headaches. Then again, her and Jiraiya meeting up after all these years, a whole debacle. Tsunade found herself coming back to this hellhole, a place that needed her though. As she was bombarded with so much, perhaps it was because of Jiraiya, how lost he seemed, how much he seemed like he needed her, how much he spoke of the village needing her. She had no idea that she would ever return to this place, but yet, here she was. Back here, but not just as anyone, as the leader. As she stood in front of the council, she was bombarded with so much. To think, Minato and Kushina's son would become an enemy of the village. Jiraiya spoke to her about that. He made his way. The way they spoke about him, she had to tell Jiraiya to be careful, not knowing the strength of this person, how truly powerful he was. But Jiraiya told her that he would be fine. But not even he knew what he would do. Bring him back. Or take him out. The Sand was already wanting to know what was going on. Right now the Sand was dependent on them. Heavily so. They were weakened. And without their Jinchuriki, without their Kazekage, they were weaker than they've ever been before. And now they needed help. Something has to be done. She thought about her grandfather, her granduncle. Jiraiya's words had her thinking about Dan and Nawaki, their dream, something that she was living now. And she doesn't want to waste it. Something has to be done. Changes had to be made. Time skip. Months went by. As Tsunade started up her program, She got a lot of students, including a little special one that had a really natural talent for the healing arts, Sakura Haruno. Time went by, the world still unknowing what was brewing under their nose, unaware that events were going to change in a way that they could not even truly fathom. As Naruto and his people were moving silently for now, his empire expanding, his empire growing, small villages, they were removed, their leaders, their commands, and the world had no idea what was going on. Just like Orochimaru, Jiraiya wasn't able to find him. Jiraiya got information, but he soon realized that he was being played. It wasn't his spies' fault. They were also being played. Naruto was better than they thought. Far, far, far better than they thought. It's been months now, and yet he was still nowhere closer. More time passed by. Sakura evolved, destined to defeat Naruto and bring Sasuke back. The village saw Naruto Namikaze as their enemy. Something had to be done to ensure that he was found, so Tsunade put the hit on his name. The realization, it shocked many. However, this also helped. With Naruto being a Namikaze, Minato's son, all the people that wanted Minato dead saw the opportunity. So yes, as of right now, Naruto was on the list of everything. And a large bounty was waiting for the one that bring him back, dead or alive. Tsunade had gave Jiraiya enough time, but even with possibility of the entire world searching, they still could not find him. Then again, if someone did get close, they were wiped off the face of the earth and never seen again. Years passed by, 3 years before anyone knew it. Within the shadows of the world, the Akatsuki started to stir. The One Tails was gone, and so was the Nine Tails. Their spy Zetsu was sent out to find the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Thus they will find the One Tails as well. They were the beginning and the end of the Akatsuki goals, and they needed to be found. It's been 3 long years, and yet, nothing. Until one day, rumors start to spread about the death of Orochimaru. Many believe that it was lies, but when told who killed him, the council meeting was immediate. Shikaku words came back to, haunt them. Tsunade started to realize this child was much more dangerous than they thought. Even more so now than ever before. But the only ones that were truly going after him were Konoha. Well, for now. At the moment, Naruto had grown a lot. As he was currently gazing outwards, observing, he made his way slowly. It's been 3 long years. 3 years of growing his strength, growing his allies' strength as well. 3 years of making sure that the world would bow, as Naruto was currently looking towards a man. His name was Izuto. Izuto was, the leader of this village. The village was small. They had a police force, but they didn't have that much, military force. They didn't really have that much ninjas to back them, but they had police that govern over their businesses within inside. Their land was great though, a part of a rather large resort, which spanned from many visitors and tourists. Their land connected to something much larger though. The landforms behind them connected to a space that unified a part of a land that many villages wanted. However, due to the formation of how they were and the type of village that they were. Attacking them would be seen as a sign of, well, violence to everyone, because the land was not exactly governed by any great nation, so the others would not just stand by and allow another one to get it, so they left it be. Well, until today, Aizato only received one word that someone was coming and he should forfeit all control over to the person. This was delivered in person by a messenger. He believed it to be a joke, but here was the day. As Naruto, taller, everything about him was different. His hair longer, the color changing more into the deep-seated purple. His eyes always glistening. His shirt, black, purple, gray, twisting into his pants. He walked calmly, a air of power, a air of control. Aizato came to a stop. I believe my messenger spoke to you the day before, said Naruto. Aizato took a moment. I don't know who you are, but attacking my village isn't going to end too well. This place is a place of peace, he said. Over the years, I'm not here for a backstory, said Naruto. I don't think you know what is truly going on. I was giving you the option to forfeit your rights over this land because I'm taking it. You're what? I'm taking it, said Naruto. Do you think this was a request? No, it was an order. And I know exactly what your land is and what it stands for. This is the whole thing about it. I want them to know. Because the moment they find out, they will come running. This is the start. He opened his mouth to say something else, but Naruto point a finger and blast a hole clean through his skull. Those who were behind him, standing in absolute shock. Naruto said one word: conquer. They came from all over, right, left, behind. Ninjas just start to pour out. Every single one of them were wearing a special uniform. The insignia of Naruto color on it. They swept across. No hesitation. Orders were given, and those who rebel, those who stand against them were beheaded. No hesitation. Fear. Power. Naruto stood there, his eyes reflecting the village that was burning. Someone stepped up towards him, Haku, no longer hiding that she was a beautiful young woman. As she stood beside him, "It begins now," said Naruto. "Tell the others to be ready. The great nations will start, and we're going to have some fun." It did not take Zetsu too long. As he's been searching, his white Zetsu spores notified him. Zetsu was able to see Naruto in the far distance. The creature half black, half white, truly laying eyes on Naruto. Zetsu found himself terrified. Zetsu felt the power that was inside of him. It felt different to most, but to Zetsu, it felt like something he felt before, but just stronger. It felt similar to his mother's power, but that's not possible. It was the way the power inside of Naruto fluctuated. Zetsu backed away as he immediately went underground, trying to understand this sensation. No human should possess power like that. Every sensor, when just feeling Naruto power out when he was suppressed, believed that it was just strange and not natural. But Zetsu could feel something that he hasn't felt in a long while. It felt the same but so different. And it felt greater. But that's not possible. Just what in the world was that human? Was he even a human? Zetsu wondered as he made his way off. This boy had to be taken care of. Well, he wasn't so much of a boy anymore, but something had to be done about him. Immediately. Time skip. Zetsu emerged from the ground. The back of a man was there. I found him, said Zetsu. The person got up and clipped on his mask. About time, he said. The masked man turned, his one Sharingan on full display. The beginning has just started. Word spread like wildfire across the elemental nation, the peaceful sanctuary. The population there was reduced immediately. There was a lot of people that were there that did not actually live there. But in one day, just one, 60% of the population was snapped away, killed. The others that forfeited their pride and bowed their head and grovel, begging to be spared, were left alive. Word spread like fire across the elemental nation. None of the great nations dared to attack this place because of the law, an unspoken law that was given so long ago. But now, in one sweep, Naruto turned the world upside down. Not to mention massacred people from all over, people from Konoha, people from Kumo, people from the stone, people from the sand that went there to relax. Every nation, including minor village, Kiri, all of them were killed in the attack. And he did it on purpose. He did it with his bare hands. He questioned them on which village they hail from. He then killed them. And then he released the remaining population that did not live there. He released them to go home. News reached Jiraiya. But it was not the news that he was expecting. Jiraiya made his way to his spies. He came to a stop. The location where they were supposed to meet up. It was a woman. She worked in a bar. Disguised. She worked in the club as well. When Jiraiya arrived, he saw her. She was leaned up against the wall. All the blood drained out of her body. As her chest cavity was opened up, painted in the wall on her blood was a written note for him. I will come for you soon. So stop searching for me. That is what was painted there. At the bottom, his name. The Sanin was stunned. But it wasn't just her though. Every single person in the bar was dead. Their head either blown off, or a hole through their chest, or strangled, or their chests crushed in. Jiraiya knew that Naruto was cynical, but none of these people possessed the skills to properly protect themselves. He did this out of boredom, the ruthless enjoyment of chaos. He had thought there was some way to save him, but there was none. He has to die. But guys, it'll be end subso right here. If you want to see the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.